The voice that you're about to hear belongs to one of these three men.
Come on, baby. There's a blues with me. Come on, baby. There's a blues with me. Take me by my little hand and go like this.
What is your name, please?
Hank Ballard.
My name is Hank Ballard.
My name is Hank Ballard.
Only one of these men is the real Hank Ballard. The other two are imposters and will try to fool this panel. Tom Poston, Virginia Graham, Johnny Carson, and Kitty Carlisle. On To Tell the Truth with your host, Bud Collyer.
Thank you very much. Thank you and welcome once again to Tell the Truth, brought to you this week by Salem Cigarettes. Good evening, panel.
Hey, Bud.
Virginia, special extra good evening to you. Welcome to our show.
To tell you the truth, I've never been happier to be anywhere.
Well, we're happy, too. And now, if you all will open up your envelopes for the first time and take out the affidavit cards, follow along as I read this first one. I, Hank Ballard, am a nightclub singer and recording artist. My records of Finger Poppin' Time and Let's Go, Let's Go, Let's Go have each sold more than 1 million copies. My most important record, however, was one which was both written and sung by me in 1958. It also sold over the million mark. This record started the biggest dance craze of the generation. I am the composer, author, and originator of The Twist. Signed, Hank Ballard. All set, gentlemen? All right, panel, you heard as I did. These three gentlemen, each one claiming to be Hank Ballard, the originator of The Twist. So let's start this questioning with our own exponent of The Twist, Tom Poston. Tom?
Number 3, does your work come under the general heading of rock and roll?
Yes, I would say so.
Maybe, well, I'll ask number 2. Could you give us a working definition of rock and roll? What does it mean?
Well, I'm afraid I really can't tell you. You just sort of have to feel it.
You have to feel it, I see. Number 1, would you hold still for that? What is rock and roll derived from? What does it actually mean? Do you know?
Oh, it's derived from rhythm and blues, I think so. It's all the same. Rhythm and blues, rock and roll. It all come under the same term.
Thank you. Number 3, who is now a great exponent of the twist in our town?
In this particular town, are you talking about a place?
Well, I was thinking more of a man.
Chubby Checker?
And thank you. Thank you.
Virginia.
Number 3, do you have your own chiropractor to give you an adjustment when you're finished?
No, I don't need it because I don't practice what I preach.
Oh, very good. Is most of the motion in the twist like in a bread done with the half a loaf? Do you move from the waist down more than from the waist up?
I wouldn't say so. I think it's a combination of your arms and your legs and your hips.
Number 2, how did you happen to invent the twist? Were there a lot of mosquitoes around on a hot day?
No, it may not seem that way, but, you know, when you're standing in front of a mic, you're singing, and you start to feeling the beat, the music, well, something happens. You have to do something. Now, I'm with the group, and we worked out some motion for the whole group. This is how it actually started. And then I wrote the song.
That was a nice combination.
Johnny.
I don't do the twist. I've seen it.
You don't?
I don't know much about it. You wear your clothes out from the inside, I know.
That's right.
Number 3, exactly, do your feet stay in place when you do the twist?
For a portion of the time they do, but you move around.
And then everything else goes. Number 2, what nightclubs have you worked in?
Well, I've worked at the Dewdrop Inn in New Orleans. Right now I'm at the Howard Theater in Washington.
Kitty.
Number 1, can you trace the genesis of the twist for me in terms of music?
In terms of music?
Yes, I mean starting with jazz, and then what came next? In other words, what's the grandfather of the twist?
What's the grandfather of the
Yes.
twist?
An old man with back trouble.
All right, number 3, can you tell me any places where they dance the twist here in New York?
The one of prominence is the Peppermint Lounge.
And that's it. On that note, ladies and gentlemen of
I
the
didn't
panel,
get a chance to ask very much.
well, you just have to do your own form of the twist there with your pencils and pads as you mark your ballots, please, and do so now. Without consultation, mark your ballots for number 1, number 2, or number 3. And of course, as is our custom, the team of challengers will receive $250 for every incorrect vote. All ballots marked? Everybody? Tom, for whom did you vote?
Number 3, it's the curviest number.
Virginia, which one did you select?
For very much the same reason, number 3 too, Bud. I thought there was more of him to twist.
Johnny, how about your ballot?
I voted for number 2. He's still moving.
And Kitty,
I
your vote.
voted for number 1 because number 2 said that it all began when they were recording in front of a microphone, and number 1 was making sort of movements up there when they were playing the number, and so I thought it was number 1.
All right, there we have it now. The final analysis means 2 for 3, 1 for 2, and 1 for 1. And let's see whether we're right or wrong as we check right now and find out which one of these gentlemen is the real originator of the twist. So will the real Hank Ballard please stand up? Oh, I wish we had time to go through more. I'll let you in a little secret, too, Kitty. Sitting here, when one of you asked, what moves and so forth, while the others were describing it, just from here to here, he was just sitting there going like this. He was doing it all the time.
Have you invented the dance as well as the song?
Yes.
Ah.
Number 2, would you tell us your real name and what you really do, sir?
My name is Dr. Joseph Kennedy. I am a social psychologist with the African Research Foundation here in New York City.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure to have you with us. If you'd said doctor and followed it by chiropractor, I think we all would have gotten up and gone home. Number 3, your real name and what you really do, sir.
My name is Pete Hull, and I'm an offensive end for the New York Giants.
And if you've ever seen him play, he does his own version of the twist there on the field, I tell you.
He's an awfully nice-looking fellow to be so offensive, isn't he?
Oh, boy. Well, we thank you, gentlemen. In checking the score, we find that there was only 1 correct. That means 3 incorrect, and $250 each. You can total that up quickly to $750 for you, gentlemen, as well as, of course, a carton of Salem cigarettes. We thank you for being with us. Good luck to all of you, and good night.
Thank you.